Welcome back to our channel. Fairmont Crest is about to be swept up in a new whirlwind of secrets, jealousy, and revelations that could turn everything upside down. Grab your favorite drink and join us as we dive into the increasingly unpredictable drama because this time, the tension isn't just about the strained relationship between Donnie and Bill. While Andre is still struggling to come to terms with Donnie's continued concern for Bill following his serious illness, he is about to find himself entangled in a far more dangerous situation. According to spoilers for the August 14th episode of Beyond the Gates, Andre receives a mysterious invitation that leads him to a highly suspicious meeting. Who is behind this encounter? What do they want from him? And perhaps most chilling of all, could this signal the return of a secret from Andre's past that he had desperately tried to bury? If so, Andre might soon realize that Bill isn't necessarily the biggest threat to his marriage. After all, sometimes the greatest danger isn't the person standing right in front of us, but the past quietly making its way back into our lives. Okay, I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but this plot makes me feel like everything is about to fall apart, and it all hinges on one single, devastating word: husband. When Donnie was standing there, watching Bill in that critical condition, and that word just slipped past her lips, it was like a physical blow to the chest. I mean, she's not entirely wrong to feel panicked for a man she shared a massive part of her life with, but you can't say she's right either, not when she is supposed to be fully committed to Andre. It wasn't just a slip of the tongue. It was an emotional breakpoint. Why did she say it? Was it just muscle memory from a marriage that defined her for so long, or is it the undeniable proof that her feelings for Bill never actually faded? This isn't just about lingering affection. It feels like a spiritual betrayal of the life she is trying to build with Andre. The sheer panic in her voice wasn't for an ex. It was for a soulmate, and that realization is terrifying. And then we have the family dynamic, which is rapidly becoming a pressure cooker of suspicion and silent judgments. Anita, Vernon, and Nicole had finally accepted that Donnie was over Bill. They welcomed Andre with open arms, breathing a collective sigh of relief that the toxic cycle of her past was broken. But now, the crack in trust is so visible you could trip over it. Anita is far too observant for Donnie's good. Have you noticed the way Anita watches Donnie now? There is this slight narrowing of her eyes every time Bill's name is brought up. Anita sees the shift in Donnie's gaze, the way the light catches a sudden tear. She knows, or at least she suspects enough to be terrified for her daughter's future. And Vernon. Vernon doesn't do subtle. I can entirely imagine Vernon cornering Donnie in a quiet hallway and asking her point blank, "If Bill wants you back, what are you going to do?" That kind of direct confrontation is a psychological blow that Donnie is entirely unprepared for. No, wait, the issue isn't just the words, the timing of her saying them, or even Vernon's potential interrogation. The real ticking time bomb is the secret they are all dancing around. For Donnie's sake, we have to pray her family hasn't found out about what happened in the elevator on the night of the tornado. That passionate, desperate hookup is the heavy anchor weighing Donnie down. She is hiding this massive guilt, trying to play the role of the devoted fiancée to Andre, but she is in love and still betraying him simultaneously. Nicole, on the other hand, always seems to know more than she lets on. Does Nicole know? Sometimes Nicole gives Donnie this look, a mixture of pity, frustration, and deep knowing that makes me think she has already pieced the puzzle together. If Nicole knows about the elevator, then Donnie's entire facade is resting on borrowed time, and a choice with no turning back has already been made in the dark. Let's just pause and look at Donnie's face in that hospital waiting room. I am getting completely lost in this one specific detail. But did you see the way she turned away from the door? Her hand was trembling, just slightly, as she reached for her collar, almost as if she was suffocating under the weight of her own choices. Her voice cracked when she spoke to the nurses. It was a seemingly ordinary movement, a brief change in tone, but it appeared to foreshadow an absolute disaster. She is pretending to be strong, holding her head high for her family, but inside, she is being pushed to her absolute limits. She is selfish for stringing Andre along while her heart bleeds for another man, yet so incredibly pitiable because she is clearly drowning in a love she cannot escape. Anyway, I'm going a bit too far, but the main point is that Donnie is trapped in a prison of her own making, and her hesitation is going to destroy everyone around her. Speaking of Andre, my heart genuinely aches for him, but I also want to shake him awake. He is watching the woman he loves unravel over another man right in front of his eyes. Donnie's complete inability to let go of Bill has triggered a reaction in her that Andre desperately wants to ignore. He is playing the supportive partner, the good guy standing by his woman in a crisis. But how long can a man stand in the shadow of a ghost before he breaks? The spiritual betrayal he is experiencing must be agonizing. He sees Donnie slipping away, pulled back into Bill's orbit by the sheer gravity of their shared trauma and unresolved history. But Andre isn't just a passive victim here. He is a complex human being, loving yet controlling in his own quiet way, trying to anchor Donnie to a reality she no longer wants to inhabit. He is holding on so tight he might just crush the very thing he is trying to save. And just when Andre needs to focus entirely on salvaging his crumbling relationship, his own past comes knocking with a vengeance. Or rather, it sends a cryptic text message. Someone is deliberately luring Andre to a secret meeting, and the setup is chillingly brilliant. This isn't just a random stalker. This is the exact same person who sent Donnie that late wedding gift, that incredibly expensive bottle of champagne. Why use Donnie as the recipient? It is a psychological blow designed to show Andre that his most vulnerable point, his fiancé, is entirely accessible to this mysterious enemy. The champagne wasn't a sweet gesture. It was a threat wrapped in an elegant bow. It was a message saying, I can reach her whenever I want, right under your nose. Why didn't this person contact Andre directly from the start? Because they wanted to establish dominance. They wanted to inject a crack in trust right into the center of Andre's sanctuary before ever showing their face. Now Andre is being summoned to this mysterious rendezvous. Is it a trap to force him into doing something unthinkable? If Andre refuses to go, will this shadowy figure threaten to expose a dark secret from his past to Donnie? Andre is already losing his grip on Donnie because of her lingering feelings for Bill. If a massive secret from his past comes to light now, it will be the final nail in the coffin of their engagement. The anticipation of this confrontation is agonizing. Andre is hiding his own guilt, pretending to be the stable rock for Donnie, but he is walking straight into a snare that could ruin his life. Meanwhile, across town, another entirely different but equally toxic family dynamic is playing out, and it is giving me major anxiety. The confrontation brewing between siblings Joey and Heather is a masterclass in tension. Heather is usually just a fleeting presence, a ghost who pops in and out of her brother's life, leaving a trail of questions. But suddenly, she is acting strangely, inexplicably close to Vanessa. She explicitly stated she wants to get to know Vanessa. I mean, I know I just said the opposite about family loyalty earlier, but let me continue. There is no way Heather's intentions are pure. Joey knows it. You can see the absolute panic in his eyes every time Heather is in the same room as Vanessa. The air between the siblings is thick with unspoken accusations and years of hidden resentment. Joey is holding onto a past that he refuses to share, and he knows that Heather is the one person who can tear his new, peaceful life apart. Does Joey know something specific from their history that makes it impossible for him to ever trust her? Absolutely, he is terrified. But is Heather genuinely trying to befriend Vanessa, or is Vanessa merely a pawn, a convenient pathway to get under Joey's skin? Heather's sudden interest feels like a calculated investigation. She is probing for weaknesses, looking for the exact spot to insert the knife. I keep replaying the scene where Heather smiled at Vanessa. It wasn't a warm smile. It didn't reach her eyes. It was the smirk of a predator who has found the perfect leverage. She is observing Vanessa like a puzzle she intends to take apart piece by piece. If Heather knows a dark secret about Joey that Vanessa has never heard, the entire foundation of Joey's relationship is going to crumble into dust. Joey is going to be forced into a corner. Does he continue to protect Vanessa by lying to her, or is he forced to confess his own sordid past before his sister does it for him? Joey is selfish for keeping Vanessa in the dark, yet pitiable because he is so desperate to maintain this facade of a good, clean life. Heather, on the other hand, is playing a dangerous game of emotional roulette, seemingly uncaring about who gets caught in the crossfire. The unspoken tension between brother and sister is a choice with no turning back. When Joey finally confronts her, the fallout is going to be nuclear, and I am terrified for Vanessa. And poor Vanessa doesn't even realize she is in the crosshairs of Joey's sister, because she has her own maternal crises to deal with. Just as Chelsea was updating Cod on the latest town gossip, and some couple at the BTG painting finally found a new understanding, Vanessa stumbled upon a situation that is going to test all her limits. She caught Noah hanging out with her daughter, Deanna. We all know that Deanna and Noah had that fateful, destined meeting at Orphe Jean's, and their connection only blossomed further during Anita's celebration party at Uptown. But seeing them together, out in the open as a potential couple, is a massive shock to Vanessa's system. It is one thing to hear about a crush. It is another to see your child looking at someone with that kind of intense adoration. Will Vanessa actually accept Noah as the right person for Deanna, or will she immediately throw up walls of extreme caution? Vanessa is fiercely protective, and honestly, she has every right to be. Is she worried that Deanna is moving way too fast into a relationship she doesn't fully comprehend? Yes, but more importantly, does Vanessa sense that Noah is hiding something? Noah has this guarded demeanor, a way of deflecting questions that screams of hidden baggage. And Deanna, sweet, rebellious Deanna, will she defend Noah? Will this be the first time she truly stands against her mother? If Deanna chooses Noah over Vanessa's warnings, it will create a massive rift in their family. Noah might be entirely serious about Deanna, but his secrets could inadvertently destroy the girl he is falling for. All of these storylines are barreling toward a massive, catastrophic collision. Because Donnie is hiding her true feelings and that elevator encounter, her family is growing suspicious. Because they are suspicious, Andre is left vulnerable and distracted. Because Andre is vulnerable, his mysterious past is catching up to him to strike a fatal blow. Meanwhile, Joey's silence is giving Heather the power to destroy Vanessa, who is already entirely distracted by the potential disaster of Deanna and Noah's budding romance. It is a chain reaction of pain, secrets, and betrayal. So, who will fall? I predict Andre is going to lose everything when his past and Donnie's truth collide. Who will seek revenge? Heather, undoubtedly, against Joey for whatever slights she has harbored for years. Who will speak the truth? Vernon, because he can't stand the lies infecting his family anymore. And who might lose everything? Donnie. When the dust finally settles, her painful choices might leave her standing completely alone with neither the husband she couldn't let go of, nor the fiancé she betrayed.